What's up guys, today we're talking about Tepig Community Day, all the event details, and then some event tips, timestamps below. Let's get into it. Okay, so Tepig Community Day is going to be July 3rd, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time. During the event, we're going to have increased Tepig spawns. So Tepigs are going to be like 95% of the spawns, and there's going to have a 1 in 25 shiny chance. Tepig is a new shiny, by the way. It's the first time it's going to be in Pokemon Go. Other bonuses for the event, we're going to have 3 times Catch Stardust, 3 Hour Incenses, and 3 Hour Lure Mod. So if you activate an incense or a lure during the event, no matter what type it is, it will last 3 hours. The exclusive move, if you evolve a Pignite into an Emboar, Pignite is the middle evolution of Tepig, will be Blast Burn, and you can get that move by evolving it anytime during the event plus 2 hours after, so until 7 p.m. local time. You can buy a $1 research story in the shop, which is called Roasted Berries. You don't have to buy this to play the event, but if you do buy it, you get 4 pages of research in which you can complete, get a couple extra items that Tepig encounters. You can take snapshots of any Pokemon and get up to 5 photobombs from Tepigs, which will lead to an extra Tepig encounter onto the map. And there will be a community box in the shop for 1,280 coins featuring 50 Ultra Balls, 5 Incenses, 5 Star Pieces, and Elite Charge TM. Here is the shiny Tepig family if you want to check it out. Let's move on. First thing I want to talk about is the 100% IVs for Tepig. First of all, during the day, through research tasks, so if you get a research encounter with a Tepig, you're going to be looking for a 464 for the 100% IV. That is a level 15 100% IV Tepig. Other than that, though, when you catch a Tepig in the wild, it can be any set of IVs and it can be any set of levels, so it's hard to pin down. Here's the perfect IV chart for a Tepig at every single level. So from level 1 to level 50, these are the 100% IV CP values. I want you guys to note, even if you do find a 309, for example, this can be a level 10 100% IV Tepig, but it also can be any other combination. The only 2 ones that we know are guaranteed are going to be if the weather is non-weather boosted. So if the weather is anything but sunny, Tepig won't be weather boosted. So if you find a 928, that's a level 30, which is the highest level Tepig you can find in the wild. That's going to be 100% IV if it's non-weather boosted. If it is sunny weather, then you're going to be looking for 1005 at level 35. That's the highest level it can be in weather boost. So if you do find that in the wild during weather boost, that means it's a guaranteed 100% IV, but any other CP under that can be 100% IV or can be random. So feel free to check these out if you want, but honestly, I only recommend memorizing the weather boosted and non-weather boosted. I'm going to talk about if Emboar is good in PvP in a second, but first, let's go through Emboar's 100% IVs for PvP. The rank 1 for Emboar is going to be a 0.14.9 for the Great League. That's the best stat product you can get for Emboar for the Great League, but anything with low attack, high defense, high stamina will do you fine for the Great League. For the Ultra League, a 0.15.14 is going to be the rank 1, but again, anything with low attack, high defense, high stamina is usually pretty good. You just want to double check this website, which I will link below if you want to check what your IVs look like. And finally, for the Master League, of course, a 15.15.15 100% IV is the best for Emboar. If you're confused why you want low attack, high defense, and high stamina for PvP, I have a video right here that you can check out if you want more information, but those are the rank 1s for Great League, Ultra League, and Master League. With that being said, is Emboar with Blast Burn going to be any good for PvP, and is it worth actually hunting these PvP IV sets? Let's check it out right now. First, let's take a look at it as a fire type attacker. First thing I'm going to say is Emboar is not good for PvE, aka raids. It's outclassed by so many Pokemon: Mega Charizard Y, Mega Charizard X, Shadow Entei, Reshiram, Shadow Moltres, Darmanitan, Entei, Moltres. A lot of these are legendaries, but they will be easily accessible during the Go Fest Day 2, so you shouldn't have any problem getting any of these higher level counters, and I definitely don't recommend using Emboar as a fire type attacker. So many better options and things you should be investing your Stardust into. Now, what about for PvP? Unfortunately, not very good as well. I already ran the simulations for this Pokemon a super long time ago, and it was clear that its fast moves hold it back. Emboar already has amazing charge moves with Rock Slide and Flame Charge, and honestly, even if Blast Burn was introduced, I still think Rock Slide and Flame Charge might be a preferred moveset. It can learn Low Kick and Ember as its fast moves, which are 2 pretty bad fast moves, and we're hoping that they get buffed soon. Now, before you go ahead and not get an Emboar for the Great, Ultra, and the Master League, I actually do recommend you get one. Reason being is I think Low Kick and Ember might get a move update next season, meaning that Emboar with Blast Burn or even without Blast Burn could be a pretty viable pick if it ever does get a move update. So although I don't recommend using an Emboar in the Great League, Ultra League, Master League, or in raids, and it's not a good Pokemon pretty much all around, I do recommend getting some in case there is a move update in the future in which Emboar does become a deadly menace, because it does have amazing charge moves, just fast moves that is holding it back. So yeah, honestly, unfortunately, won't be amazing. Nothing super meta, but you can still run Emboar if you want. The problem with Emboar is it has terrible fast moves and is held back a lot by its fast moves. Hopefully they do give it a fast move buff in the near future. So honestly, I would recommend grabbing yourself an Emboar just in case this does happen and Emboar does become meta. Let's talk about what Pokemon you can Mega Evolve to get bonus candy during this community day. If you don't know, if you have a Mega Pokemon active in your box somewhere, whatever type that Mega Pokemon is, any Pokemon you catch in the wild that's the same type as it, you will be getting 1 bonus candy, a regular candy, not an XL candy, for anytime you catch. Tepig is a pure fire type. We're going to want to get a Mega Charizard X or a Mega Charizard Y, both of those are fire types, or a Mega Houndoom. Those are the 3 megas you can Mega Evolve to get 1 bonus candy. Honestly, I recommend doing it. It does add up over the day if you catch a lot of Tepigs. Like for example, catching 1,000 Tepigs, you will be getting 1,000 extra candy if you do have that Mega active. So yeah, Mega Charizard X, Mega Charizard Y, or Mega Houndoom. Now let's talk about incense. We are getting 3 hour incenses during the day, so I'll quickly want to talk about an incense trick you can do if you are stuck at home and incense is the only way you'll be getting Tepig encounters. How do you get more? Well, once a incense spawn does disappear, it usually takes a bit of time for the game to refresh and the next incense spawn to appear. So if you do want to speed this up, all you got to do is go into your friends list. This will force refresh all the spawns on the map. If you go back out, you'll see the incense spawn has refreshed. So if that incense spawn ever does disappear after you did catch it, click your friends list, reload it, and then that new incense spawn will appear. Use this on Tepig Community Day if you're stuck at home and want more incense spawn. Also on the topic of incense, since it is 3 hour incense, you can activate up to 8 of these to get the maximum 24 hours worth of incense. So if you are going to be playing whatever event we do have after Tepig Community Day, I'm not 100% sure what it is currently because I'm pre-recording this and they haven't announced the events for July. If you ever want to play whatever event will be active and you want incense, you can go ahead, activate 8 incenses right before the end of Tepig Community Day. You'll have 24 hours. So for the next 24 hours, you'll have incense and you will have only used 8 incenses instead of 24. Use this if you are a hardcore grinder. Most of you guys probably won't be using this, but it is up to you. Now let's talk about Stardust. First thing before I get into how to get the most amount of Stardust from this community day, I want to remind you guys, if you have been stacking any Pokemon, if you haven't watched any of my videos, I usually recommend stacking tier 2, tier 3, and Pokemon that give you bonus Stardust, like for example, Shelder or Alolan Meowth, as these Pokemon all do get you extra Stardust during catching. If you have them in your stack tasks in your research, you can then go ahead and re-encounter them on Tepig Community Day, and since we're going to be having triple Stardust, you'll be getting even more Stardust than the initial amount you were to catch. So if you did follow my tips for the Slowpoke event and for the Luminous Y event where you could get Alolan Meowths and Shelders, go ahead and make sure you catch them on a star piece during the event. Probably right at the start of the event is what I would recommend. So put on a star piece, catch all those Pokemon you do have in your stack tasks, as you will be getting loads of Stardust. Now, if you didn't do any of this, how do you get the most Stardust? Well, it is 3 times catch Stardust, and anytime there is a 3 times bonus, I always recommend using a premium item to multiply this even higher. So you're going to want to be using star pieces as much as you can during this event. Stardust is like the best resource in Pokemon Go other than XL Candy. So if you do have star pieces, now is the time to use them. This community day is less about getting a good set of IVs and more about just catching the most amount of Tepigs, because the more Tepigs you catch, the more Stardust you do end up getting. You guys know I love my calculations. Let's take a quick look. You get 450 Stardust if you catch during 3 times catch Stardust with a star piece. It's times 3 times 1.5. Now let's say you're catching 60 an hour. That's going to be 27,000 Stardust an hour over the course of the 6 hours if you do play. That's 162,000 Stardust. Of course, you can get way more than this. If you use the quick catch technique, which I have a video right here on, you can catch up to, I would say you could probably get up to like 10 Tepigs a minute if you're really fast. I'm not gonna do the math on it because I don't know how many Tepigs you're gonna be catching, but feel free to do the math on how many you do catch. Maybe go out, see how many Pokemon can you catch in your area in an hour, and then do the math, and that will help you predict how much Stardust you will be getting during this day and how much you should be setting your goal for. So yeah, just make sure, put on star pieces during the whole event and always be catching, because the more you catch, more Stardust you will get. Now I want to talk about medals. You guys know I always recommend, if you haven't platinumed your Kindler medal, which is catch 2,500 fire types, this is the time to take a big chunk out of it. You do need 35 platinum medals to get from level 48 to 49, I believe. But I want to talk about a secret medal that not a lot of people talk about. This right here, the Picnicker medal, requires you to use a lure module to help any trainer catch 2,500 Pokemon. Now during these community days, when they do give us 3-hour lure modules, super easy to get these badges platinum. My friend put down 3 lures in one of the most busiest spots right at the start of Gibble Community Day, and he was able to get this medal from around 500 to like 2,000. He gained 1,500 catches for this medal during Community Day. So if you are in a city area or a very busy area, the key is to, right at the start of Community Day, you want to be the first to put down your lure module on any of the Pokestops where a lot of players play. Your lure module will be active for 3 hours, meaning that so many players will be catching Pokemon off of your lure, meaning that this Picnicker medal will be flying up to the moon and you'll be able to platinum it in super fast. You do this during like 3 or 4 more community days and you'll have this badge platinum super easy, and you only have to use like 1 or 2 lures each community day. They last 3 hours, right? So remember not to catch or spin any Pokestops before 11 a.m. in your area, as you'll be removing spawns that could eventually be Tepigs, and then also research tasks that could eventually be research tasks for Tepigs, and you could get shinies from that. So make sure you don't touch the game before 11, and then once the event starts at 11, you can go ahead and start catching Tepigs and spinning stops. Also, if you are looking for more high IV Tepigs after the community day ends between 5 and 7, I like to trade a bunch of my Tepigs, try to get some high IV Luckies, and then you can go ahead and evolve them between 5 and 7. I usually never never evolve the community day Pokemon during the community day and only between 5 and 7 after the community day. So I'm not wasting time during the community day and I'm more focused on catching Tepigs. And then I have all the time to evolve and get the exclusive move and get a bunch of shinies with the exclusive move after the community day. Okay, before I end this video, I just want to talk about some final thoughts for the community day. Props to Niantic for making it a new shiny. As you know, Tepig and Emboar is actually just pretty cool shiny. But I want you guys to remember to have fun and don't force yourself too hard to play this community day. Now, before everyone goes crazy, I want to explain a little story. On Snivy community day, it was 3 times catch Stardust as well. And 3 times catch Stardust is the best community day. It's so worth playing it because you can get so much Stardust during the day. However, if the Pokemon is not great, and for me at least, in those last, 3 p.m., 4 p.m., those last couple hours of community day, it started to become more of a chore and I was having less fun catching Snivies. I felt like I was more forced to catch them because of the Stardust. If you are playing the community day and at one point you it starts to become a chore and you're having less fun and you feel like you have to do it because of Stardust, maybe it's time to take a little break and stop playing for a bit. As Pokemon Go is supposed to be fun, I don't want to force you guys into playing just because of the Stardust. Remember, it is a game. You're supposed to enjoy it. And if you feel like you're forced to play it, that's not supposed to be happening. So again, please, people in the comments are gonna be like, oh my God, it's 3 times Stardust. You should be playing. You have to play. You have to play, but also you have to have fun. And if you're not having fun, then I just want you guys to think about that. Have that mindset of, am I having fun right now? And if you are, all the power to you. But if you feel like you're being forced, then maybe rethink what your plans are for that current moment. Again, guys, amazing community day. Definitely worth playing for the Stardust. I recommend you all get out there and get some Stardust so you can power up some Pokemon. I'm going to be streaming it, so if you want to check that out, subscribe to the channel. You'll get a notification at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Saturday. So check that out, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Comment below what your Stardust goal for this community day is. Follow for more tips. Peace.